When I lived in Chicago, I was in one of the Blue Man Group shows. Blue Man Group is a performance art show that they have in different cities, like New York, Chicago, Boston. The Blue Men, there's 3 of them on stage. They are all the same height, like 6 foot, very fit, but they're also sort of clown acrobat drummers, very heavily percussive, frenetic, very busy, tribal. Their whole audition is done only with their eyes. People auditioning them coach them through it because they would get into it. They go like, oh no, 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 no. No meaning like say that with your eyes. From the top part of your face up, what can you express without words? Don't mouth it with your mouth, don't frown, only your eyes. Wait a minute, and then at the end of it, it would be like, this is the greatest thing I have ever seen. Tell us with your eyes, this is the greatest thing I have ever seen. It was great to see people getting it wrong. People would sort of sell themselves out. So they go like, oh, sorry, no. You know what I mean? Like they cut themselves off, that's a mistake I think people make, is just because you don't hear anything, just, keep going.
And for people that haven't seen it, could you describe what you do that you're basically you're wearing blue paint, what you had to do with your hair at that time?
Well, I was a musician in the band, one of many musicians. There's 3 musicians who perform above the stage, lit in black light. So we had these costumes that were skeletal. Like mine was like a yellow little man with long arms. And so when you're lit by black light, it looks like a little man with like a painted face. I had yellow paint on, some red. So it actually looks like stick figures playing music. I thought it was pretty cool. So the Blue Men were in the front of the stage. The real part of the show, we were sort of the framework around it. And I really loved it. It's the first time I'd ever gotten a paycheck for playing the drums. As a drummer, I was so used to dingy places and dingy backstage rooms in horrible conditions, 100% horrible conditions. To have a theater where the drums are set up, it was like all of a sudden, it's like I took a shower. It was like a shower of life change, of whoa, paycheck, one location, carpeted stairs, clean drum set. This is nice. You sort of, it's very validating. I actually felt like I'd made it. I was like, this is it. This is what the big time looks like. And so it was all these sort of theater people from around the country who finally got a chance to really do it every night. I was like, wow, these are sort of actors, acrobat, musician people. There was something kind of hippie-ish about it and free and easy. It was the feeling of the first time no parents were around. It's like it was our first day out of the house. And in a way, it kind of was. Who ever heard of a job like that, working for a show? So everyone in their own way was kind of good-looking, very cosmopolitan, but art school-y. Theater people, that's a world in which everyone just wants to make out all the time. It's just how it is. So I remember we went to this one party, who knows what it was for. I don't know if the idea of spin the bottle came up, but it wasn't even that. I remember I don't know how this happened, but people just saying, you make out with this person, you make out with this person. And then it was just, everyone was just making out with each other. It was almost like, this is where we work, and then now it's like this. It also didn't get sexual, we weren't doing it or anything. But oh my God, I just remember everyone was just making out with everybody as if it was the first and last time that was ever gonna happen. I learned a lot from Blue Man Group. I learned a really valuable lesson that people want to be entertained. I really overthought it so much of my life, because from where I was sitting, I could see the people. They just want a nice night to look at something. And that's all that show was. There was no story in it. It was just they played the drums and paint came out of it and 100% visual. Night after night, all they wanted was to be entertained. And that was a real turning point of why, of course, this is the equivalent of people just want to eat. There's no reason to go crazy with how am I gonna reinvent spaghetti? No, people their pasta's great. Just bring us something. They're just pleasant, So that was great. Really life-changing being part of Blue Man Group.